That's good? Yeah? Great, awesome. My name is Opey. It is Opey. It's short for Opeyem Abaju. I'm African. You guys know Africa, right? You know that place with the starving children your parents used to reference in order to get you to eat your vegetables? That Africa. That's a disturbing parenting tactic in my opinion. It comes off as weird like, hey kids, you better eat your vegetables before those starving Africans get them. I mean, you wouldn't want them to grow big and strong, move to Hawaii, learn communism, and become the 44th President of the United States now, would you? Eat up. I am a foreigner. Sometimes after shows, people come up to me and they say, you know, for a foreigner, you speak like very good. And I always think in my head, you know, for a native, you speak terribly. You said the word like, that's a simile. You gotta compare me to something in that situation, right? It would have made way more sense if you said, you know, for a foreigner, you speak a lot like the raging rivers of the Mississippi. And I'm like, well, thank you, Mark Twain. I really appreciate that. I hate your books, though. They're very boring. Public speaking is supposed to be the #1 fear for people. That's not scary to me. You know what is scary to me? Reading out loud in public. That's terrifying. Remember when you had to read out loud in high school, how scary that was? And I'm not saying I'm afraid to read out loud because I can't read. I can read, which is something I never thought I'd have to tell a group of strangers. Like, I know it would have been weird if I came up on stage like, hey, what's up, y'all? My name's Opey, and I struggle with books and fast food menus without pictures. When it comes to street signs, man, I just guess. Just last week, I had a show at a comedy club, ended up at a Chapato, did the jokes anyway. Got paid in chips and guacamole. It was amazing. But the scariest thing about reading out loud is there's always that one word. You know the word you can't pronounce. You know the word you avoid like a person you owe money to. It's like, oh snap, here comes serendipity. Look at the heck out of here. The word that gave me the most trouble was humiliated. I always used to mess it up. I said humutilated. Like a guy named Hugh was going around messing with bodies in the past tense. Every time that word would come up, I'd always mess it up. I'd be like, he was humiliated. He was humiliated. He was embarrassed. Yeah, I got the King James version of Catcher in the Rye. The most awkward thing about reading out loud is that sometimes controversial words will come up. Like I remember in the 10th grade, we were reading Huckleberry Finn, and they say the N-word a lot in that book. And for some reason, my 10th grade teacher thought it was a good idea to ask all the black kids it was okay for the white kids to say the N-word. I was all the black kids. And before I could even raise my hand like, I don't think that's a good idea. This kid named Tommy was like, how about this? Whenever the N-word comes up, Opey can say it for the whole class. I was like, how about you go kick rocks, Tommy? It's a terrible idea. We're not playing this weird game of Mad Libs, though. I love traveling to do comedy. I love traveling to do comedy. It's amazing. I recently was doing a show with a magician, and I asked him after the show, when did you know you wanted to become a magician? And he looks me dead in the eyes and goes, become? Man, I was born a magician. And I was like, word? You were born a magician? How does that happen? How does that happen? Would your mom's water break, but instead of liquids, doves just flew out? The labor must have taken forever, right? Because the umbilical cord was made out of multicolored handkerchiefs.